I cannot believe how far my heroes have fallen. The heroes of yesteryear, the ones that meant something in that vapid culture that we were all consumed by. You know, actors, movie stars, musicians, etc. Taylor Swift now, you know, voicing support for the Democrats and the paedophiles and rapists. And the extremists that want to basically oust Trump that think they're so rebellious for supporting the global establishment. Yeah, that's rebellious. And Jim Carrey was saying that we should have supported Ford. Obviously, you have to give support to Ford, and Kavanaugh's lying because Kavanaugh's a man, and obviously he's a liar. You have to support the woman, don't you, Jim? Never mind the evidence. If there's no evidence and a woman makes an accusation, always believe her. That's what Jim Carrey is saying. Stupid idiot. Oh, but then he's a bit of an autistic twat, isn't he, really? I was going to say genius, but no, he actually just draws pictures very biased. So, you know, Hillary is all angelic, and of course Donald Trump looks satanic and monstrous and horrific and everything. It seems like that on the surface, and if you were virtue signalling with the establishment and the media, it would be like that. But the reality, Jim, the reality, if you were bothering to look at the news, the real news, the things that come out from the WikiLeaks, the unfiltered sources, you would know that the mainstream media narratives that you parrot are the propaganda, and you are the problem. You think you're a rebel. You think you're anti-establishment when you are the establishment, literally. And the same is true about the celebrities in this country trying to overturn Brexit. You know, the people's vote and all that, all those celebrities getting behind it. Many celebrities, many of those musicians which I admire and like. And then other ones like Bob Geldof. The chance for the almighty virtue signal, the global virtue signal. It can't be wasted. So they have to, obviously, you know, decide that the EU is liberal because the media told us it was liberal, and these people that don't like the EU, that voted for Brexit, are the ones that are associated with the right wing, therefore we don't like them, therefore they're not liberal, therefore we're liberal, even though we shut down language. So they're on a quest now to silence everyone that they don't think is liberal, because that's what liberals do. And that means that leaving the EU would obviously be a mistake, even though they've just banned internet memes and stopped countries having a referendum on leaving. And now Juncker is actually saying that British press needs to be curbed even more, even though we've got the worst, most controlled press in the whole of Europe, according to that chart that John Cleese was trying to show the media that they were keen to ignore. John Cleese, by the way, someone who's leaving the country, because they've been forced to leave the country, because it's not an honest country anymore. And the press is actively hounding him, just like it hounds everyone that it classifies as conservative or right-wing, or anyone that cares about their sovereignty or their country. If you don't just want to tear apart your country and, you know, have open borders and allow maximum, you know, flow of migration between countries, etc., from Pakistan to England, even though Pakistan is now a Sharia hardline country we shouldn't have any business with. But of course we keep giving money there, don't we? We keep giving money and foreign donations and foreign aid, and the media says if we stop it that we're racist and we're terrible and we need to help the rest of the world because the media is the propaganda arm. And we need to stop it. We need to just tear it all down. You know, there is some wisdom in what the left want to do with society by tearing it all down, because it is all fraudulent. That is the truth. Everything about Hollywood was fraudulent, tear it down. Everything about Silicon Valley was fraudulent, tear it down. All the censorship's coming in, tear it down. McDonald's, maggots in the ketchup in this country. Do we need McDonald's? No. It's been poisoning people for a long time, tear it down. All the corporations, all the businesses, all the singers, the actors, the stars, performers. Do we need them? No. It's a decadent waste of time that we can't afford anymore, because sovereignty and actually whether you have a country and the safety of your children is more important than entertainment, and whether you can be entertained by someone pretending to be someone else. That might shock people like Jim Carrey, that people are actually, they care more about the safety of their children and the freedom of their culture than being entertained or watching someone pretending to be someone else. That might shock people. That would shock the narcissistic actors. It really would, because they don't expect that. They expect people to care more about them and everything they do and fall at their feet and worship everything that they do rather than care about their own children. So that's why it's so brave for Taylor Swift to come out and say, oh, she supports the Democrats. Oh, how brave. Just imagine if someone came out and said, I support the Republicans. No, they would get trashed, wouldn't they? That would be the end of their career. That's why people have to hide in Hollywood. But of course, you don't have to actually fight anything if you say you support the Democrats, or you support Hillary, or you support Obama, or a virtue signal about the UN, or something about the fake liberalism in the world that isn't at all liberal, that the left have somehow cottoned onto thinking it's liberal, and they are the problem, and it's universally acknowledged as the problem. And the solution to that could be the right, but the right don't seem to have a clue about the actual global corruption in terms of corporations and so on. They just seem to like corporations. They just think we need more corporations, and the only problems are these insurgent leftists or these terrorists or whatever, but that isn't the problem. The government is the problem. The media, the police, the judiciary, the celebrity system, Silicon Valley, Big corporations, big tech, big oil, big agri, everything is the problem and it all needs tearing down.